throttle to 3,200 RPM to increase climb rate and speed, and leveled off the YO3A on a heading of 080. In the rear seat, Greg Lynch began checking the FLIR, infrared illuminator, laser target designator, and video recorder. "Not bad for a 30-year-old plane," Lynch remarked. "A 30-year-old plane with your basic F-16 cockpit. I'm really impressed with the old girl. You also worked some magic with the engine since last time. We dropped a competition Continental. 2 spares are in the shop getting the same treatment." "The last of its kind." "Like your old F4? Duncan sighed. "That hurt, Greg. Yes, like my old F4, the last of the man's machines. I hate to say it. They're being converted into drones, and I hate to think they're targets. I love flying this. This is a great airplane in its own way. Surprisingly very responsive. You need a good touch to fly this well. That's why you're flying, and I'm picture-taking." "Thank you, sir. Every time I fly this, it's always a little strange having boards for a prop. This is a very cool airplane." Checking their GPS coordinates, Lynch said, "Let's head 090 and see if we can find the FARC, take some pictures, and head back. If we have time, I want pictures of the port, the oil tankers and storage tanks, and anything else that might be of interest." The retired CIA chief of Air Branch was back in his element, hunting drug smugglers and narco-terrorists from the formerly top-secret airplane. 11 Lockheed YO3A prototypes were developed for the U.S. Army's use in Vietnam as low-altitude, silent night reconnaissance airplanes, derived from several quiet thruster designs that would have given Rube Goldberg a stroke. Number 007 was the last remaining flyable copy in private hands. Less than 12 people knew of its existence. Only 6 knew of 007's capabilities. "I still can't get over how you got this from the FBI. Are you sure you didn't hold a gun to someone's head? Made them an offer they couldn't refuse?" "Something like that. Someone owed me a favor. You know I was the DCI's personal aide. Greg, you rarely tell me anything about your old place. You know, after the judge ran the FBI, he came to CIA as the DCI. I became his aide." "Yes, sir, I know that. How'd you get 007? "Well, after my tour as a judge's aide, I became chief air branch. Toward the end of my 3 years, I had visions of making a CIA aviation museum on some of the land behind headquarters. I had the last remaining A-12 in storage, along with a U-2 and a DC-3 from our old Air America days. I found out this little recce plane was going to be returned to DoD, and there was little doubt it would be scrapped. So I asked the FBI to transfer 007 when they were done with it. They told me to get bent. The judge found out his old place had basically flipped me off. He made a couple calls, and right before he retired, he somehow had the plane transferred to me. Actually, the FBI sold it to me for $1. Not exactly what I had in mind, but that was the deal." Duncan shook his helmeted head. "Do you see that? 1 o'clock on the horizon. Old habits die hard." Lynch couldn't see Hunter's visual vector. "What? Where?" Looks like a bonfire. It's a little late for a barbecue. Let's go take a look. Take it up to 9,000 and we'll see if that's a good altitude." Hunter traded airspeed for altitude. During the zoom climb, the aircraft slowed to 75 knots for maximum noise reduction as it eased into the assigned altitude, as if the maneuver were choreographed. Then he placed the throttle in the quiet detent. The reduction gearing was immediately noticeable, as the short but wide variable pitch prop adjusted to maintain altitude and 65 knots at just above idle RPM. The Wraith slipped naturally into glider mode. The only thing the two men heard was the sound of their own breathing in their noise-canceling headsets in their helmets. "Looks like the FARC having a celebration," Lynch said. "I see about 15 people. Orbit here while I get this on tape." "Roger." After 3 turns, Lynch said, "This is BS. They're just shooting the shit. Duncan, run the throttle up to 3,500 and quickly back to idle. Point the nose at them. That's good. On my mark. Mark." The sudden power change significantly yawed the aircraft before it returned to trimmed flight. The propeller blades propagated low-frequency noise toward the ground, but nothing from the heavily muffled engine. "Let's see what they do, if anything," Lynch said. Less than 5 seconds later, the forward-looking infrared's video recording caught the collective surprise of the group of narco-terrorists. Each ghostly image tried to discern the low-frequency growling sound and from where it could have originated. As if given an order,